Dungeons and Dragons and Power Rangers owner Hasbro announces 1,110 further job cuts as they shutter one office while toy sales struggle. This is likely to persist into 2024 even. This comes from Spencer Bakuli over on Bounding into Comics, and it features the Cosmic Fury Power Rangers as the featured image. I want it to be over. Pain. That's all it is. Having apparently chosen to ignore the very loud warnings from Wall Street that such a development was on the horizon should they keep on their current path of corporate greed, Magic the Gathering developer Hasbro has announced that roughly a year after having undertaken similar cost-cutting measures, continuing struggles in their toy division has led them to further reduce their workforce. Yeah, you remember Black Aragorn, right? That was a fun time. Everybody was happy about that. The decision by the toy conglomerate, whose other notable brands include Dungeons and Dragons, Power Rangers, and G.I. Joe, was first made public on the afternoon of December 11th via official filing with the United States Security and Exchange Commission. Quote, on December 11th, 2023, following a further review of the company's cost structure and organizational design, the company announced additional strategic steps to position the business for further growth, including a revised organizational structure whereby certain corporate functions are anticipated to be supported by a third party outsourcing provider, as well as additional headcount reductions under operational excellence programs. The company informed the Regulatory Commission, quote, the additional actions are expected to deliver gross annual run rate cost savings of approximately $100 million. Thanks for that corporate speak. I'm sure that made sense to everybody. All I can guess is they've cut out $100 million worth of people. They've fired a bunch of people right before Christmas. Good job, toy company. You're really helping things. Toy company fires a bunch of people before Christmas. That's really what the headline should have been. Further details pertaining to what the move actually entailed was later provided to employees via internal memo penned by the current Hasbro CEO, Chris. Can I say that on YouTube? Chris Cox. Don't ban me, YouTube. That's his name. Okay, don't ban me. That's his name. Quote, a year ago, we laid out our strategy to focus on building fewer, bigger, better brands and began the process of transforming Hasbro. He opened. Since then, we have made some important wins, like retooling our supply chain, improving our inventory position, lowering costs, and reinvesting over $200 million back into the business while growing share across many of our categories. And that was a bold-faced lie. But the market headwinds we anticipated have proven to be stronger and more persistent than we planned. While we're confident in the future of Hasbro, the current environment demands we do more, even if these choices are some of the hardest we have to make. Today, we are announcing the additional headcount reductions as part of our previously communicated strategic transformation, affecting approximately 1,110 colleagues globally, in addition to roughly 800 reductions that have already taken place. That explains why he had an iParty costume in that final season there. It was just like, just grab some stuff from the back shelf. It'll make a costume eventually. Nobody cares. Quote, our leadership team came to this difficult decision after much deliberation, said, oh, it's Cooks now. It was Cox earlier. It's Cooks now. Is it Cooks or Cox, Spencer? Anyway, we recognize this is heavy news that affects the livelihoods of our friends and colleagues. Our focus is communicating with each of you transparently and supporting you through this period of change. I want to start by addressing why we are doing this now and what's next. Well, what's next is Christmas, and these people don't have a job, so it's great. Great for the holiday season. Anyway, here's what he actually said. We entered 2023 expecting a year of change, including significant updates to our leadership team structure and the scope of operations. We anticipated the first 3 quarters to be challenging, particularly in toys, where the market is coming off historic, pandemic driven highs. While we have made some important progress across our organization, the headwinds we saw through the first 9 months of the year have continued into the holiday and are likely to persist into 2024. Dun dun dun! Dramatic reverb. To position Hasbro for further growth, we must first make sure our foundation is solid and profitable, admitted Cox. Now it's Cox again. What? To do that, we need to modernize our organization and get even leaner. We need to see workforce reductions as a last resort. Given the state of our business, it's a it's a lever we must pull. Pull the lever! It's a lever we must pull to keep Hasbro healthy. They're pulling levers over there left and right. Yep, trap door is opening underneath everybody who's got a job over there. Cox further confirmed employees that in light of both their ongoing efforts to reduce their global real estate footprint and the fact that the building was not being used to its full capacity, these cost-cutting measures would also see them exit their Providence, Rhode Island office space at the end of the lease term in January of 2025. So there's another year left there. Affected employees, of which will be folded into the company's neighboring Pawtucket based headquarters. Quote, I know there's no sugarcoating how hard this is, particularly for employees directly affected. We're grateful to them for their we're grateful? I don't know. We're grateful to them for their contributions, and we wish them the best, because it's Christmas and you're fired. In the coming weeks, let's support each other and lean in to drive through these necessary changes so we can return our business to growth and carry out Hasbro's mission of poisoning the minds of children across the earth in the name of horrible, terrible political ideas. Remember when they got exposed by Project Veritas for having critical race theory at the core of their programming, all the way down to the toys? Yeah. Well, here you go. There's the fruition of it. Sucks for these people that lost their jobs at Christmas time. If you want to read the rest of this article and find out what other mayhem is going on at Hasbro, feel free to check the link in the description. We'll see you in the next one.